The snow has disappeared, but winter is still biting deep here at Goodison Park. Indeed, we were due at Bolton today for the match with Liverpool, but when that was called off, thanks to the cooperation of the Everton officials, we were able to move in and set up for the game against Bristol City. The temperature here in Liverpool is just above freezing, and the pitch, yet again, is fairly hard. It's going to be bitterly cold for the fans, who are wisely, thoroughly protected from the elements. But for one man at least, the memories are warm. The former Everton striker, Joe Royle.
This is a fantastic place. This should be the #1 club in the country. Look at the place, you know, it's fabulous. Really looking forward to the game, you know. Hope we'll do ourselves justice, you know. If we play as we can, we'll give them a game, give them a hard game.
Wearing the #9 shirt for Everton these days is Bob Latchford, just back from international duty at Wembley, where he was one of England's heroes with 2 goals against Northern Ireland on Wednesday night.
I haven't scored in, I think, my last 3 games for Everton, and obviously scoring 2 international goals in midweek, especially at Wembley, was a great delight, and obviously I'm looking forward to carrying that on today and maybe scoring one for Everton. The pitch, unfortunately, isn't in the most perfect of condition. It's hard, but the top surface is a wee bit greasy, so the conditions are difficult.
Everton are forced to reshuffle their defence. With Mike Pedgick still injured, Mark Higgins is at left-back. Neil Robinson plays only his 3rd full game of the season at right full-back. Billy Wright is in the centre of that defence. Colin Todd switches to midfield for the first time in 3 years. Alongside him, Trevor Ross and Everton's new club captain, Martin Dobson. Up front, there's no place for Mickey Walsh, who's substitute. So Andy King gets a striking role, the result of 2 goals against Linfield in a friendly this week. For Bristol City, a very experienced back 4, including Norman Hunter, the former Leeds player, and Terry Cooper, a teammate of his at Elland Road. In midfield, Jerry Gow plays on the right side with another former Merseysider returning to Liverpool, Peter Cormack. And up front, Joe Royle, of course, flanked by Tom Ritchie and Clive Whitehead. So it's Everton in the dark shirts, kicking from left to right, who get us underway. They haven't won in their last 4 matches. A chance, though, this afternoon to go top of the First Division. They've had 3 previous chances to take over the leadership, but they failed on each occasion. I think that is probably reflected in what looks at this early stage a rather dismal gate. Joe Royle. Whitehead to Tainton. Cormack's in the middle, so too is Ritchie. Lyons gets the touch. Mick Lyons getting the final touch and conceding the corner after Bristol City have built up from deep in their own half. Fine possession football. Cooper. No one coming to make the challenge. Good ball in there, and Billy Wright it was who got the header over the top. Billy Wright who got that header over the bar. One that was aimed towards the very dangerous head indeed of Joe Royle. Peter Cormack it is to take this corner for Bristol City. Royle gets the touch, and Wood forced to just touch it over the top. Well, Joe Royle is obviously going to be a threat to Everton in this match. That's the 2nd header he's got in. And George Wood forced to concede the corner again. Some pressure by Bristol City. Again, this time towards Ritchie. Cormack, Cooper. Played beautifully for Jerry Gow, who's onside. Whitehead is free, the ball's come to him, and that is the opening goal, is it? Yes! Well deserved by Bristol City, and that's Clive Whitehead's first goal of the season. Beautifully worked. The clearance was mistimed, Lyons missing it altogether, and really Whitehead had quite a simple task to beat George Wood. Ross taking the reverse ball from Andy King and trying to find Latchford. Whitehead covering on the edge of the area and possibly getting himself and the Bristol City defence into trouble. Sweeney and Dobson. Oh my word, that nearly came through, and Terry Cooper might almost have scored an own goal. Well, Dobson, rather luckily, I think, it was a ricochet that turned the ball across the face of the Bristol City goal, and Terry Cooper there almost turning it into his own net. John Shaw going down to grab it, and very relieved to do so. Back to Ross. The crowd beginning to urge Everton forward. Ross again, Hunter away, and Dobson trying to go through on his own, almost shaping for the shot. It's crowded out by Gow and Tainton. And foul given, foul on Rodney Dobson. You know, in a very demonstrative little character. Certainly brought us luck the last time he was on the kick-off match. He refereed a match between Manchester United and West Brom that provided us with 8 goals. Chance then for Trevor Ross, possibly to try one. It's the sort of range that he favours. Zed goes for the chip, in goes King, and Lyons can't quite make it on the far post. Ritchie getting in a few problems and conceding the corner. John Shaw likely to be put under some pressure from this corner. Latchford is up there, so too is Dobson and Lyons. Indeed, it comes almost to Billy Wright. Higgins all bobbling around. Everton unable to find a way through. On the concerned-looking Everton bench, Jimmy McGregor, the physio, on the left, substitute Mickey Walsh, manager Gordon Lee, and coach Eric Harrison. And Ross turning it in towards Higgins. Can that fall for someone in a blue shirt? And again, it's that man, David Rogers, who gets the ball away. He thought these conditions would favour the little men out there, but the likes of David Rogers and Norman Hunter really have adjusted exceptionally well. Thomas, and in swinger, up goes Latchford. It's come to Andy King, and he's there! Andy King's 12th goal of the season. It bobbled through to Andy King, through a forest of bodies, and eventually his head was enough to turn it in off the near post to make it Everton 1, Bristol City 1. Everton right back in it. Now 32 minutes gone, Everton back on terms, and that's warmed up the crowd a wee bit. Let's hope also it might put a bit more life in the proceedings. Robinson. Robinson again. Another awkward loss of control by Trevor Ross. The referee might have played advantage. Just a little touch by Royal, the same by Ritchie, and it's fallen for Cormac. Good save. Wood was down very sharply. Cormac turned quite brilliantly and shot towards the far post, but Wood was down immediately to make a good save. Higgins. Lyons letting it run and almost came through to Latchford. Ritchie. Ross, nice control, good first time ball to King. Probably delayed it too long, although he gets in the shot. Two saves by both goalkeepers. Dobson as we go into injury time in this first half. Just the one injury in the first half to Tom Ritchie. It should give us about 45 seconds of injury time. Latchford back to Dobson. Played too far behind Robinson. See how players just can't afford to turn and make mistakes. It has to be played back. Gow. That's the kind of ball the midfield players love. Ball back to Whitehead. Sweeney. Cormac, who's popped up on that far side. Royals back header, Lions clearance. Cooper just leaving it for Hunter. And there indeed is the half-time whistle. Andy King, the player who equalised for Everton after Clive Whitehead had given Bristol the lead. King, of course, in this match converted to a striking role. Mickey Walsh has become substitute. Not a very distinguished first half, but Bristol have possibly adapted better to the conditions with Astro boots. A half-time score then of Bristol City 1, Everton 1.